Yes. You know, there's something that really, really upsets me. Poach. It's when people get taken advantage of by government employees. Now, I hereby confess judgment. You know, this confession of judgment is for debt due to the plaintiff, arising from my knowledge of the violating of child abuse laws. Now, as the plaintiff in each of these lawsuits, yes, I found out that somebody was using little known laws that no longer have any reality to the enforcement of them. I really dislike it when people are taken advantage of. And when I find out that it's actual employees of the government, I doubly hate that. Now, you're the sheriff right now. I found out, ooch, that a marshal, made $1.7 million because he got paid 5% on everything that was collected. Now, this 5% marshal's fee, yes. Could you give me every marshal in every county of the United States? See, borrowers have accused Yellowstone of forgery before. Uh-oh. It seems that forgery laws right now. I really hate it when people are taken advantage of. When sheriffs abuse their power and refuse to enforce forgery laws. I really hate that. Now, Vadim Barbarovich, yes, New York's 35 marshals are government officers, yes, appointed by the mayor who collect private debts. Oh, mhm, mhm. Now, this appointment, last year city records show he cleared $1.7 million after expenses. Oh, see, a lot of small business owners, they borrow money, yes, thinking, sure, it's a binding arbitration or it's one of these where you agree that you won't uh, challenge some sort of court hearing. But it looked to me like people were being removed of everything they own without any notice of court hearings. With See, what kind of legal system would allow all that to happen 1,000 miles away without notice or a hearing? Mhm. I didn't get notice of you issuing the first protection order. Yes, there was no notice and opportunity to be heard. I didn't get notice of the court hearings that issued the dissolution of marriage. Wasn't able to participate in the hearings. I wasn't in Sequim, Washington. You arrested me for probable cause. I wasn't in Brendan, Washington. You arrested me for a criminal complaint where I did not see any signed confession under the penalty of perjury that somebody actually thought I was there. No notice or a hearing. They lost everything they own. And there are judges that say, well, tough shit. I'm a fucking judge. Tough shit. Now, for the people that lost what they own because government employees don't really give a shit, I think that I'm going to sue every Supreme Court justice right now for not giving a shit because you're so fucking corrupt. Now, let's say, give me all the marshals. United States Marshal Service. Yeah, I emailed them thousands of times. They seem to think right now that this use of the confession of judgment, yes, confession of judgment. In 2012, there was hardly any of them, and then all of a sudden, boom, you got almost 4,000 of them. See, somebody figured out a way how to screw people out of their money. Yes, it's kind of like taking an American citizen's sons without notice or hearing, and then issuing protection orders using minute orders, yes, and then refusing to expunge my record, and then refusing to remove your fucking court orders. And now, 7.5 years later, my 17-year-old son's a sophomore in high school. Pooh! Now, this idea of getting fees as an employee, why don't you get me every government employee in every city, county, tribal government, state government, and the federal government that receives a salary, and they also receive a commission for everything that they recover. Pooch. See, I think that there is a conflict of interest to get 5% for everything recovered, yes, above and beyond the amount of salary that you receive. Pooch. Now, New York's court system, yeah, turned into a high-speed debt collection machine. Rubber stamping court clerks that don't give a fuck who the individual is. Yes. Not enforcing forgery laws, not enforcing fraud laws, and then for some reason nobody gives a shit. Why don't you start confessing today? I'd like some confessions of judgment, yes, of those that are civil rights coordinators, yeah, that they know that it's a crime to have children in the room. Just start signing confessions. See, the shit that you do to citizens right now, you're going to find that it's a lot better for you if you sign a confession, Judge. See, by law, New York Marshal's authority is limited to the city's 5 bureaus, but a loophole vastly extends their reach. They're allowed to demand out-of-state funds as long as the bank has an office in the city, as SunTrust does. Now, yesterday I wanted to know, what banks don't have branches on the West Coast that have branches on the East Coast? Today I want to know every bank and every state, every city that they have bank branches in. Could you get me all of those banks in the United States that have branches in cities other than the state where they're incorporated in? Yes. Because let's say you decided to do this shit to me.